Good morning, fifth grade. So today, I am hoping that you guys had a wonderful Easter with your family. The funny part was about my Easter yesterday is we got an opportunity to Zoom with our entire family. We had people all over Florida, Tennessee, just here in Rancho Cucamonga. My mom and dad only 2 houses down. My 95-year-old grandmother was on Zoom, so it was a lot of fun. She just was hilarious on it. So a 95-year-old on Zoom was quite funny. I wish I was around to tell you guys about it. But anyway, I hope that you had a wonderful Easter and a good weekend. We're going to go ahead and get started on our week for the day. In this video, I am going to be explaining the things that you are eliminating or some changes for this week. So make sure you watch the entire video because you won't want to miss that, okay? So let's get started on that changes. Hello, fifth grade. Today I wanted to let you know about a few changes that we're going to make for this week's lesson, okay? So if you were to take a look throughout our lesson plans for April 13th, through April 17th, so that's this Monday through Friday, I wanted to let you know that we're going to go back to our traditional Bible lesson, which is me explaining the Bible lesson and you filling in your lesson book. So that will go back to our traditional regular lesson plan for Bible instead of having you fill out any packets on your own. Okay, so Bible lesson should only be under 15 minutes. As far as spelling goes, we are going to continue with tic-tac-toe. You just have one assignment per day, and you will have a test on Friday. As well as this week, we're going to eliminate the reading worksheets. So there are reading worksheets, numbers 30 through 34, and we are going to eliminate those. So if you have those in your packets, you have an option. You can complete them as extra credit work, or you can choose not to complete them. However, you are going to continue with James this week. So you will finish James this week as well as the ending activities for James, and that will be your reading for this week. Next, we have penmanship. I have decided to go ahead and give you a break from penmanship. Yes, everybody wave, yay, scream. You're so excited. So you are going to suspend doing penmanship until further notice. Okay, don't say that I'm not going to bring it back, but I am saying for this week you do not have to complete your penmanship pages. Okay, as far as the moon writing project goes, if you have completed the moon writing project up to this point, which would be starting part 5 today, that is where I'd like you to be at. If you would like to continue for the rest of the parts of the moon project this week, then please go ahead and complete the moon writing project. However, if you are a little behind in that and you still need some more time, then I will give you extra time to complete the moon writing project. When you get your next packet next week, you will be getting another writing project, but you will not be having any language. So basically this week, I would like you to complete the language pages because those are a review for your test on Friday. However, if you have time and you'd like to complete the moon writing project, please do so. If not, it will be on next week's lesson. Now, as for math, we're going to continue with the way that the lessons go. However, every day when you go to watch your math lesson, I'm going to indicate exactly which problems that you need to do. What that means is you're actually going to get less problems. Yes, less problems. I know you're happy about that. So you will not be completing all the problems, but what that does mean is that it's essential that you watch the math video because at the end of the math video, I will let you know exactly what problems you need to complete, just like I normally do when we're in class. So we will be eliminating all problems in the sense of you won't be completing all the problems on the 2 pages, but you will still have some math problems you need to complete. So at the end of the video, it will list all of those, okay? As for history, history is continuing as it goes. Now, this week we were having International Week, and there was an extra project for International Week for England, which we are starting this week in history. What I've decided is to allow you a choice. You may go ahead and do the international project also as extra credit, or you can decide to eliminate that project for this week. So that's up to you. So it is not mandatory to complete the international project, but history as its lessons go will continue. That also leads us to our nation projects. You should be working on 2 pages a day, and those are, semi-detailed to detail. Obviously, I know that this type of project would look much different if we were in class where I was explaining more and you'd be able to ask more questions. What I'm looking for is when it says a paragraph, anywhere from, 5 to 10 sentences, giving the information, making sure that you've understood and learned the parts that you need to, or what you've learned about that nation in those different parts, and the little blurbs of things should be 1 to 2 sentences, and the few pictures. If you have questions when you're doing the nation project, reach out to me, okay? With history, another good tool is if you have the opportunity and extra time to always take a look at Quizlet, because that helps you with the assignment and the notes, as well as what you should be learning about each part of the history section. Then we move on to science. Now, science also is going to remain the same. However, if there is any science experiments, those are optional, just fun extra activities for you to do, as well as the videos that I provide that are addition to. Some of those are really pertinent, and you'll want to make sure you watch them just to help you recap the science section. And then we have the regular science part is just going to be making sure you're watching the video as I explain it and continuing through our section. So as a recap, we are back on our regular Bible schedule, which you would not need help with that because you're watching our video. Your tic-tac-toe is the same. You are eliminating the reading worksheets with the 10 questions on the back, unless you'd like to do those for extra credit, and finishing up James this week. You're also taking away penmanship, not completing penmanship. And if you are behind in Moon Project, that's okay. I'm going to give you an extra week. So you get a little bit of a break this week on the Moon Project. If you'd like to continue working on it, do so. But we will go ahead and continue that next week. Then we have our math. Don't forget, the math assignment will be at the end of every math lesson. Then we have our history, which will continue, our History Nation book, which will continue, and science will continue. However, the extra activity for International Week will be extra credit. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. Okay, so one more thing about our lessons. I just want to make sure that when you guys are completing your math review pages and your test, that you're not getting assistance from parents on those. Remember, those are going to be my assessment, so you should be completing those on your own. And as far as history and science goes, those worksheets that are history tests and quizzes and science tests and quizzes, that's also the same. That's my way of assessing that you are learning the material, finding the answers, whether they're in the book, on my video, or in your notes. So really, you should not be getting assistance on those. You guys are used to finding your answers within your book for questions on my Quizlet forms that I give you in class. Look at these as the same. You can utilize all your tools, but you should be completing these on your own. Really, if you have questions or need assistance on those, please let me know. But remember, minimalness of having help from your parents is really what I'm looking for on that, because I need to know that you guys are able to find the answers and you're retaining some of the information. This is how I'm doing my assessment. Now, the value isn't going to be as high as the test or quizzes like in class, but the assessment value is there, and that's what I need to know, that you guys are understanding the subject that I'm teaching and that you're reading, okay? As far as language goes, remember, these language pages this week are a recap of what will be on your test on Friday. So if you have questions throughout this week, you're going to want to let me know, because on Friday you'll be taking your test. And once again, I don't want you getting help from your parents. Now, if you have a quick question, like those same kind of questions you guys ask me in class, sometimes you're not understanding the directions or what they're asking of you. Those kinds of questions, by all means, ask your parents and get clarification. But what I don't want you doing is having them help you. This is how I'm assessing what you've learned the last few weeks. So remember, if you have any questions regarding the language, you're gonna want to let me know this week, okay? As far as language goes, remember, these language pages this week are a recap of what will be on your test on Friday. So if you have questions throughout this week, you're going to want to let me know, because on Friday you'll be taking your test. And once again, I don't want you getting help from your parents. Now, if you have a quick question, like those same kind of questions you guys ask me in class, sometimes you're not understanding the directions or what they're asking of you. Those kinds of questions, by all means, ask your parents and get clarification. But what I don't want you doing is having them help you. This is how I'm assessing what you've learned the last few weeks. So remember, if you have any questions regarding the language, you're gonna want to let me know this week, okay? Okay, so my suggestion might be that you take those worksheets, those lesson plans, and maybe highlight the things that are going to be extra credit through the week, or circle them, or something that might help you throughout the week after you've watched this video. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and let me know if you need anything.